Welcome to another episode of High Proof Ashes. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason JB Smoke. And over to the right of me,
Y'all know what it is.
no nickname.
No cool nickname yet, but y'all keep throwing them in the comments, man. We back again.
Yeah, man, doing it again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bringing something pretty spectacular.
Yo, this is unique, right?
Right, yeah.
Completely different. Good
Yeah.
luck. You can't get this anywhere outside of here, so I'm sorry. If you want it, gonna have to come to Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't even know how many bottles that got released, but we'll get into the bottle here. So let me introduce the cigar really quick. This is the Illusione Habano, and this is with their newer, like, redesigned logo labels and such.
Okay.
So up till recently, they've had a pretty basic band. It was just like a white band with black lettering, and like that was it. And
Basic.
so super basic.
Mm-hmm.
And so with this release, they upped the kind of design of the band to make it a little bit more recognizable, like you say, kind of show in when you walk in the humidor, you can actually see
Pique your attention.
That's right. But it's a really enjoyable cigar. I think it's a medium, maybe a little on the higher end of medium.
Okay.
But it's a really good starter cigar. It's a really good kind of middle of the road cigar. Very flavorful, but not overly strong at all.
Okay. So I noticed it says Habano here. So so tell me about that.
That's the Habano is like the name of the leaf or the seed or what have you. So the plant, right? So they've got like Corojos and Habanos and all those different kinds of leaf and seed, which make a difference, of course. And then you've got where it's grown, right? And then you have maybe a specific region of where it's grown.
Well, Habano, a lot of times when people hear that, they automatically assume that it's, like a Cuban sometimes.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think a lot of people get it mixed up and they're like, oh, Habano. It's like, nah, bro, that's not what that means. Like,
yeah, it just means the kind of leaf that's on it. Yeah, that's like Maduro.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the same, it's like that. It's just a different kind of leaf, But it's a really good one. I mean, I bought a box of these a while back, and I've just kind of slowly been smoking through them. They're decently priced. I think these are about $10-11 or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, so they're decently priced. The size is a little bit smaller than your like full-on Robusto, so you only have an hour 15.
This is a good one to go to.
This is a good one to go to.
I think it said this was a Gordo.
What? No, this isn't a Gordo.
I thought that's what the little thing
Gordo typically, it shouldn't say that. It might say Corona Gordo. It might.
Maybe. I don't know.
Typically, a Gordo is a 6x60. It's usually a bigger ring.
A huge one, yeah. So I was like,
But what did it say?
I don't know, man. I thought I seen Gordo on there, but maybe I was mistaken. I only got one good eye. So.
It does say Corona Gorda.
Okay.
Gorda. Yeah. So they've almost made up a word. It's a 5 5/8 by 46. I don't know how that's I guess they just mean a big Corona. It's a long Corona.
Maybe.
Right. So it's not quite a Robusto.
Right.
It's usually a 5 by 50. So it's a skinnier ring gauge, but longer than a normal Corona.
Yeah.
Because normally Coronas are like 4-ish. And this one's like 5 and a little more than 5.5.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good stuff. Looking forward to smoking it.
Yeah. Good cigar. But why don't you tell us about our bourbon here?
So this is a bottle that is from a very boutique distillery called Flight. What's special about this is it's 6-year MGP juice. Right. I know that doesn't seem very special, but if we twist this bottle here,
well, so it's selected, like picked
specifically for this.
Right. I'm saying, yeah, they didn't just call them up and say, hey, just
give me a 6-year. No, they went and picked out the 6-year MGP.
Bourbon. That's right.
The base that they wanted.
That's right.
And then they aged it for another 6 months in a William Larue Weller barrel.
Right. Amazing.
So it is amazing. It's pretty impressive. It is my favorite pick that the Bourbon Commander has made up to this point.
Absolutely.
He's made some great ones. So can't wait to dive into it and let you know what it's.
Yeah, and according to him, there was likely about a gallon left in the barrel.
Yes.
So just in the wood, right? So this thing married with the William Larue Weller, juice.
Yes.
For 6 months.
Yeah.
And man, that's incredible. And I love what they've done with the labeling. They've got the see if I can. Well, you probably won't be able to see it on the screen, but they've got the little flavor wheel
Yeah.
here, you know, to tell you what to expect out of
And
the
then they've got the flavor notes on it as
that's
well.
what I'm saying.
So
Like that's just it's really really cool labeling that they've done here, and the color on this thing is
incredible.
I mean, it's so dark.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. But man, let's get into this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go ahead and get sparked up and then pour a drink.
I just realized I switched cutters.
Look, Jason was making sure I was prepared today. You know, he got lighters and cutters over
They were
here
already
for
there.
me. Yeah,
I mean, yes, but they were already there.
So much for hospitality.
But you've never had the cigar.
I have not.
Let's see what you think of it.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little scared tonight. Like, you know, we're smoking and drinking. I'm pretty much. I ate twice today, but I feel like I have an empty stomach. I guess it's because you know, I've gotten back to trying to be active in my life again.
Yeah.
And
well, when do you eat lunch? I mean, it's pretty late in the evening, so
yeah.
I mean, you probably are on an empty stomach. It's been 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
So the foot on this is very what's the word I'm looking for? It instantly coats the mouth.
Yeah,
with the flavors that it has. Already, really?
Got your ass.
Really? We're like 5 minutes in.
Hey, listen, that's your fault. You said it, not me.
All right.
I get what you're saying, though. I just ain't gonna repeat it. Yeah. So it's a lot more flavorful than I expected.
Well, I told you it was flavorful. It's just not crazy strong.
Right.
Which, you know, that Habanos tend to give that to you. They don't tend to be overly strong.
There's a very pronounced flavor that I'm getting. I just can't figure out what it is yet. I'll come back to it, see if I can give a more descriptive thought on what that might be.
Let's get past the foot and
yeah,
you know, let it calm down a little bit. Let our palates calm down a little bit. You know, I had a little bit of a starter.
Yeah, I had
cigar,
nothing. So
I mean, it was I didn't even smoke the whole thing. So yeah, let's get some of this. So we got to try this with a tester. Our Bourbon Commander brought it in on a Whiskey Wednesday and passed it around. And I mean, one of the first things I said was I could sip on that for a while.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. It was definitely one of those that tasted very, very good as soon as you dive into it, right?
Yeah, I mean, just it's so smooth, right? So proof wise, it's 121 point
something like that.
You know, so I mean, it's a little bit higher proof, but boy, you cannot even tell. Like it drinks nowhere near that.
No, it's hard to not drink this. That's the problem, right? Like it's one of those bottles that you just want to keep tapping, you know. And
well, I mean, so I got the pour, and you know, he was like, "Oh, I gotta head on out of here," and I was like, "Oh,
let me get another."
Yeah. Like I hadn't even finished the one.
You was acting bashful though, because I was the first one. Like, yo, like give it back. I'll take another.
I took it from you. I'm like, I'm another one too.
Like everybody else was kind of looking at him and being bashful about it. I was like, nah, give me the bottle back. I'll take some more.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
No, I was shit. So the aroma on this thing is, it's funny when you first pour it, it has this almost cinnamon aroma to it, but it goes away really quickly.
Bro,
but on the palate, man, it's like buttery, like pralines.
This is so good.
I know.
Like I know we say that about a lot of things, but like this is an exceptional bourbon. Like seriously.
Yeah, I mean it's way up there. You know, we say this is the best. We think it's the best pick that he's, in our opinion, it's the best one that he's been involved with in picking and stuff. You know, I think the one that was before this probably would have been that short barrel.
Yes.
The regular short barrel.
The regular short barrel. And then the honey.
And I still love that short barrel, but I think this one.
Yeah, there's definitely a huge gap between the two.
Yeah, this one just beats it.
The short barrel gave me shades of like stag, you know, like
yeah.
You get a lot of the William Larue in this. Like it's now again, unfortunately, you haven't tasted it yet,
no,
so I don't want you to think that I'm saying this tastes like William Larue Weller. It does not.
But it has notes.
It has notes, right? So please don't come for me in the comments or nothing crazy, you know. But it is definitely a high-end bourbon.
I mean, but let's be real, you know, right? So yes. Shout out Red Hot, right? Again, like that's our guy there. You know, that he's the one that's got this, and it's the only place you can get it. You know, but it is available right now.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm going to say super affordable, but I mean, it's not William Larue Weller prices.
No, it's,
you know what I'm saying?
It's $90. Like, not even $90. I don't know if we can say the numbers on here for sure, right? That's what we say in the bourbon group. Instead of putting the actual
doll hairs.
Doll hairs, yeah.
Love it. But it's just, you know, when you can get something that tastes this good at that price, like you got to snatch it up.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to snatch it up.
Like literally, like I do 3 episodes on this just so I can keep drinking it.
Right.
You know, it's that good.
Look, when I went and got it, I went there that morning. We were there together.
We were there.
We just happened to show up together. Yeah.
We're not going to talk about that. We're going to leave that part out.
Hey, I was proud of you, man. You walked out of there with like just the flight. Like that was it. I think one other thing.
Yeah.
Like, so, man, good on you. I only bought 2 other bottles, so like I didn't do crazy bad. Yeah. But anyway, so that night, you know, after work, I came into the lounge, you know, time to burn, grabbed a cigar, grabbed that flight whiskey, cracked it open, and just sat it right there, just like that bottle sitting, and went to work and just sipped on it all night.
Yeah.
Like, so when I sat at the lounge, I could sip on that all night. I actually did it.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't disagree. Again, so I haven't been able to indulge as much as I would like to recently, but like the other day when I did have one, it's right where I went. Like there was no other option. Like I didn't even want to try anything else. I wanted it. Like,
yeah, like being able to just kind of spend the evening, you know, with this bottle, like that. Wow, man, you just like, it's not like you just get the one pour and then you move on.
No, you have to have more than one.
You just have another one, and it never quits performing.
No, it gets better with every pour. Like I feel like it just gets a little bit better. Like it's so enjoyable.
So I mean, I think I knocked out about 1/3 of the bottle that night. You know, so,
well, damn. Did you stagger to bed?
No, I mean we're talking over like 6 hours or something like that. Like I didn't go to bed till like midnight. It was Friday.
Oh, okay.
You know, so yeah.
I'm about to say
no, it was over a long time.
You got 6 hours of free time at the end of the day, man.
Sometimes, yeah. That's what happens when you're an empty nester.
That's true. That's true. You know, that's very true.
Plus, the wife was sick, so I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything.
Right.
That's when she was sick, and I couldn't go anywhere.
Okay, I got you.
You know, she caught that stomach bug or whatever it was that she got.
Man, my daughter.
It was bad Friday too.
She had a nasty one for a couple of days as well. Like, and you know, was pretty hell on her.
Like we couldn't go to the party thing at Scenic on Saturday.
I didn't make it either.
At one point on Saturday, she's like, "What are you still doing here?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
I ain't going nowhere.
You know, and she's like, "Well, aren't you at the party?" I'm like, "I'm not leaving you the way you are." Like,
look at you being a great husband.
I mean, look, she was throwing up. She couldn't hardly like walk. Like she was weak as hell. She didn't eat for 4 days.
Jesus.
4 days, man. She couldn't even keep water down.
That's crazy. That sounds exactly like the shit that my daughter had, man.
I'm kidding,
like,
man.
Like seriously, like she was
nuts.
the same way. Like for 2 days, she just straight threw up. Like couldn't keep anything down. You know, it was bad.
So I had a long time to just sit here and sip on some flight whiskey and smoke some really good cigars. So
we've been talking a whole lot about this bourbon.
I mean, we should.
Is it a bourbon? It is a bourbon, right? Like I'm not tripping. Is it a bourbon?
No, it's not.
Light whiskey.
It just says, well, that's
it just says whiskey. I know. So are we positive this is a bourbon?
I'm not.
I'm not either.
I mean, it's a semantic at this point, right?
Yeah.
They're so close, right?
It's very good.
You know, you come back. This is one that really does benefit from just sitting in the glass. Get you a nice pour, one that you can take 3 or 4 or 5 sips from. That way you can take that sip, put it down, come back to it a few minutes later, you know, whatever. Because it just...
And I tell you, so for me recently, like, you know, we've both been recently diving into this. We smoke a lot of cigars, right? I say we're cigar guys, not... We like bourbon and whiskey, but we're more cigar people than we are.
Absolutely.
Right? So we have not enjoyed a lot of these on a dry, clean palate.
Very true.
So we've started doing that, though.
Yes.
And finding out, like, the nuances of some of these different things that we've tried and finding out how great they really are.
That's right. This one, and this was one.
This is one of them.
Like this one was, so I tried it on the fresh palate when I went and picked it up.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, like the aroma, the immediate aroma was like cinnamon.
Yeah.
Like it was an amaranth finish, you know, but it's not. But that aroma quickly evaporated or went away, whatever.
Right.
And yeah, like you said, the cigar eye.
Yes.
Is another example.
Just amazing,
like
right?
You told me to try that on a clean
It's a
palate.
liquid cigar.
Like, dude, it is a liquid cigar.
Like, so for now I am literally making an effort to like go through and try different things on a fresh palate without, you know, a cigar. So there's multiple bottles that I need to revisit that I have never tried while not smoking a cigar. Like, you know, I'm a huge Penelope fan. So like the barrel strength Penelope, I have never done it without a cigar. Still haven't, because I have so many, you know, others that, you know, I wanted to get to first.
But it's a good point. Like there's probably a dozen bourbons and whiskeys in there that are amazing, but I've never had it without a cigar.
Exactly.
It's interesting.
I can tell you majority of my collection I have not done without a cigar.
Mm-hmm. Well, so, you know, just like you said, we're cigar guys before we're kind of spirits guys. And I don't know that I don't drink without smoking.
Right.
I can smoke without drinking.
So,
but
I have gotten to the point now where, you know, a long day or something like that, I can have a drink without smoking. But normally I don't do anything special, right? It's because I'm going to do a run of the mill type thing, you know. So I'm going to do some Wild Turkey 101, something like that, right? Yeah. So I've had that on a dry palate, and I think it's very good, which is why it's one of my favorites as a everyday drinker.
Right.
But a lot of my really good stuff,
never had it on a clean
never had it, because I don't touch that unless I'm enjoying it with friends.
Of course, and you're smoking. Right.
Because if I'm with my group of friends, we're definitely smoking.
Of course. That's an interesting concept to try that stuff, you know, on a clean palate, just to, you can get the, like you say, the nuances and stuff. Yeah. The cigar rye surprised the hell out of me, how different it was on a
it was shocking, right?
Yeah, man, like wow. It, like you say, it's a cigar in a bottle.
It literally tasted like 2 different bottles to me.
Yeah, it's just so crazy. So do we know how many bottles of this he ended up getting?
I want to say he got a full barrel, but I don't, you know, I don't know how many bottles he actually picked up of it.
Somewhere around 225 bottles.
Yeah, something like that. Because it was a very much limited release. It was only that one barrel. Like there was no additional. But you remember, he was talking to us and he told us he bought the barrel itself. They filled the barrel.
That's right.
You know, he's got at least a barrel. But I know the type of hit it took. Like, a lot of us bought several bottles.
Yes.
So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, people were coming in buying 3 and 4 bottles pop. You know, so this is one of those ones that I don't see it lasting. He might end up with, you know, a few cases, you know, just kind of sitting around. But it wouldn't surprise me if this goes pretty quick. Yeah. I mean, the bee's knees went quick.
Yes. And I think he has a handful of bottles of that left.
Right.
So,
but like when you find that really good bottle, you really want to get more than one.
Yeah, because you want to be able
to enjoy one.
Yep. Like I literally contemplate like You know, so I know this isn't going to be like a collector's item or anything like that. So I contemplate like, should I crack both of the bottles? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and let a little air get in so that there's a little, you know, or should I just leave them both closed or leave the other one closed until I'm ready to go to it?
So are you thinking like having one that's cracked but not drink anything out of it?
Yeah.
And so you've let air in and you're going to let that sit for a while and see what it does.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yeah, why not? You could. I don't know.
I mean,
You sure you want to experiment on this bottle?
no, I didn't say I was going to experiment on this. I'm just saying, like, you know, in general,
Yeah.
you know, because we've talked about the neck pour on almost everything we've tried is not great, right? Like, I can't say that about this. Like, I enjoyed this. Like, as soon as I opened this bottle, I was like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it doesn't matter.
No, you're right, though. There are some that the neck pour, you know, you have that neck pour and then you come back to it, you know, after it's gone down, you know, a little bit.
And it's completely different.
And it's just, yeah, it's way better.
So let's talk about this cigar, man. I am about a third into this at this point. What you thinking?
I enjoy it. I really enjoy the cigar. Like, it's super flavorful. It's not one-dimensional. It's not overly strong.
But it's also not too weak. Like,
no.
I think it's on the higher end of medium.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right.
It's not quite medium, but it's definitely.
It's not quite full body either.
No.
But I think it is very much so right in the wheelhouse of a great, enjoyable cigar. Like you said, I think it's stronger than a starter stick, right? Or the normal starter stick I would go to.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you there, but you know, if you're not wanting to go full flavored, this is a really good one to go. You know, the construction's really good on this thing.
I agree.
The smoke production's amazing.
Yep.
The draw in it is really good. Like, I'm not having any trouble with the draw. The burn's amazing, like super clean burn.
The band is impressive, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah, they did some good stuff with that band.
So it's literally like one band, but I mean, you know, so am I saying this correctly, right? Because I haven't smoked a whole bunch of these, so I don't want you brand whores out there coming after me. Illusione,
yeah.
All right. You know, so and then you've got the Habano at the bottom there, but there's this eyeball that's just kind of looking at you, you know, and the band is reflective. So as I turn it in the light, you know, it reflects back differently. So it's a beautiful band, man. Like, I can't even describe all this stuff on here. We got some leaf, you know, we got some silver inlays. The band itself is green. I mean, I think it's a beautiful band, man. It's very detailed, but it's also very simplistic because it's only one band, right?
Right.
And then if you go to the backside here, you've got a little star. I am blind as a bat, so I can't read what that says in that little bitty writing there. But, you know, if you find one, let me know.
It just says the same thing it says on the sides.
Okay.
Like on the front, it's original documents. It's part of the name of the cigar.
I got you.
Or the line or something like that.
I mean, I don't know how to describe what I'm seeing. Like, it's almost like an ancient Greek band. Like,
yeah.
Does that make sense?
It looks like the eye on the
dollar bill.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Or like maybe like a Mayan or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So cool looking band. And I would definitely take a look at this if it was in a humidor.
I need to zoom in on, like, take a picture of this and zoom in because I can't quite tell. But is that a spaceship with a like a beam coming out the bottom of it, or is that a sword?
Bro, I think it's if it was a sword, I would think they would want us to see the other end.
Like, it looks like it's, you know, a beam me up Scotty alien spaceship.
It's an Illuminati cigar.
Like, there you go. There you go. I love it.
That's what I get. Illuminati. Like,
there you go.
If you look at all this, if you're into the conspiracy theories, like, you would think if you looked at this band, it's like, this is the Illuminati type thing, right? We are not making any money from our podcast, so clearly we have not joined the Illuminati. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it's a really cool band. It definitely sets itself apart from the rest of the the brand.
Yes, I agree. Because like you said, their normal band is very generic,
It's
very bland.
it's very bland. It almost looks like a test, you know, like a tester band.
Yep.
They're just super, super basic.
But this has been super enjoyable, man. Like, you know, great construction, like you said. The smoke production is phenomenal. You know, the ash looks good. You know, I've ashed it a few times at this point, but I think I'm gonna hold on to the ash for a little bit just to see how it stacks up, because I'm seeing some cracks and stuff like that. See, you know, how that continues.
Boy, that drink just continues to develop. Like I'm getting smells of, you know, like caramel in the glass, like butterscotch.
Yep. And like you said, it really is like, it's a super buttery smooth.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Viscous. Like,
yes.
And like there's none of that ethanol that you get on the nose, right? Like that's just not there, man. And I believe the Bourbon Commander told us like this was like a 6-month project. Like they tasted a lot of different stuff to get to this.
Well, it was the process of picking it the first time was 6 months, and then they tasted it. They took tastes out of the Weller barrel for 6 more months. So basically it was a year.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy when you think about like a bourbon or a whiskey project going on for a year. Like, and we're not talking about, you know, you're a distiller and you threw it in the barrel and it's up in a rick house and you know it's just sitting up in the rick house, or you know maybe you're rotating like Makers does, but like that we ain't talking about that. Like we're talking going through and tasting all kinds of different single barrels to find the one that
stands out the most and is unique. And,
like
you know,
that you think is going to be an incredible base for, you know, what you're fixing to do.
Yeah.
You know, and then every week is what he said they tasted out of the Weller barrel,
which is crazy.
You know, so that they could pull the trigger when they thought it was ready. And it took 6 months for them to say it's ready.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Like, so you got to like think about that. Think about like how much a barrel of MGP, 6-year MGP costs. So you got that money tied up.
And then talk about
the time,
getting a William Larue Weller
and the money,
barrel.
Yeah,
how much that costs.
Effort and money to get the William Larue Weller barrel, which he told us how much that was.
We won't say that out loud, but
just to get an empty barrel, like craziness, you know. And then to pay, or someone had to pay, right? I guess it's flight to house this barrel, you know, and to go out there with a whiskey thief and fill up a little, you know, little tester bottle or whatever, and then ship it. And like, so you got tons of costs tied into this thing for a year.
And they gave it to us at a super affordable price. Like after bottling it, and thinking about all of the work that went into making this, super affordable.
Yeah. Like I guarantee you, had this gone through, you know, any of the other name brands that you know about.
Don't say it, but I know there's one we're both thinking.
I wasn't thinking of a particular one.
Okay, good.
Okay. I know where you're going.
Yeah. There's one particular one that I'm like, it would have been $140.
Yeah, you know. But, you know, so like, if it had been any other brand that you're familiar with, it probably would have been a good, you know, $20, $30, $40 more easily. You know, just because they can. They're, you know, they're no brand.
So shout out to Flight.
Right?
For like doing something huge, man. Like talk about making an entry into a market and just so the other thing is there's another Flight bottle that we love. We just don't have it.
We don't have it. Well, it's
being tested.
It's not publicly available.
Yeah. Because I had some more of it recently.
I'm sure you did.
I did. I had some more of it recently. But, you know, it's not readily available to the public. When it comes back, I think we'll have to jump in line and grab it immediately because I think now just the fact that the process that it's gone through has made it even that much more exciting for people.
That's right.
They want it that much more.
They want it that much more. Right? I agree with you. That one's probably not good. You know, when Rupin did his Elijah Craig barrel pick, you know, and I know Elijah Craig, they do barrel picks all over the place, right? That's not a big deal. But when he did that Elijah Craig barrel pick, it was gone in a week.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
For an Elijah Craig. Like, you can get Elijah Craig barrel picks all over the place.
Yeah.
you know. But this
At
one
any
was,
given time, you can walk into
that's
a
right.
store and go, "Hey."
But
Into a store and go, "Hey."
But this particular one was just that special. It was just that good,
Yeah.
And I think this is another one that's like that, and the other flight is like that.
Yes.
And it's super affordable too.
Yes.
So, and that one has the extra added bonus of the cigar too.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're real excited about that. I did I smoke? I did smoke one of those.
I did too.
But I didn't. So I told him that. He asked me like, "How did you what did you think about it?" I said I thought it was good, but I don't think it's ready.
It will be once the bottle drops.
Yes. So he's had them sitting in his big cabinet humidors, just shoved in every little corner that he could get it in, because he doesn't want it to dry. And I'm like, man, I'm so glad you did that.
Yes.
So glad you did that, because that means those things are aging in there. And we're talking at least 6 months at this point.
Yeah, I would think so.
So, and that's what they needed. They needed time to rest and age because they just weren't ready.
They were fresh.
Yeah,
they tasted fresh.
That's exactly right. They needed time for the oils and such to kind of meld and whatever happens in the process of aging.
Don't disagree.
So, but yeah, totally. Shout out to Flight. Like, I just think it's amazing that we have a brand that is willing to take these risks and take these chances and come out with something like this, and the other one that hopefully we'll get soon.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know that I've ever had anything like that. They just like a normal offering.
No, I have not.
Like, where are they even out of?
I couldn't tell you, man.
Like, they're a relatively unknown brand. Like, before Rupin did the first one, I had never heard of them before.
Me neither.
Like,
I know they have a standard fare.
I actually thought it was his brand. Like, I thought he was coming out, like he had signed up and gotten the permit, whatever, to be a
distributor.
A distiller.
Oh, damn! You thought he went all the way.
Well, I mean, you and I can do that.
Yeah, I know,
we
but
can go get a distiller's permit.
Yeah, but to do so, like you need to have a bag ready to.
Oh yeah, you gotta
create the process. So
yeah, you gotta have a big bag.
If you make that step,
Let's see. Wow, they even call out Red Hot right here in the label. Like, it says X marks the spot in this second release in our series with Red Hot Liquors. The teams at Red Hot and Flight Spirits have collaborated to come up with this rare release. Cheers to this, quote, X series release. It's special, man. That's pretty damn cool. So the tater sticker is covering up probably where they're out of.
Yeah. Should we do let's see. I'll do a quick Google search.
See if you can find out where they're out of.
Let's see.
Because now I'm curious.
Homegrown, baby. Out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Really?
Yes, sir.
How about that? Okay.
Flight Whiskey is a new company out of Nashville, Tennessee, started by a group of friends who have a passion for whiskey. Wow. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to you guys, man.
That sounds like a good trip for us, man. Like, we've got some connections to them, so maybe we can.
And it'd be cool as hell. Like, I know it won't be worth anything, right? But to bring a full bottle up there and get them these guys to sign it, as many as happen to be
not
there.
Just that, just get to talk to these guys, right? Like if it's a group of guys that enjoys bourbon and whiskeys, they're our type of people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
definitely,
maybe we make some calls and see.
I mean, we've been talking about taking a trip.
Yeah.
We need to do it.
I don't disagree. I'm smoking a little bit faster than you, but it looks like we're nearing the end of our episode here. So, what's your final thoughts, bro?
As I take my last sip of the whiskey, it's so great, man. I love how it develops in the glass. It really, really does. And then it lingers. Like the back end of this it's just incredible. I can't say anything any better, more. You know what I'm saying? Like we've praised the whole episode. Like, so
literally,
it's hard to say anything more. And then the cigar. It's a boutique brand, but I think that it's a really good cigar. I actually don't know where the country, where it's out of. I don't know much about the brand. I'm just familiar with the name. And they have some relatively cheap ones that are just a bunch of couple letters and numbers, and
Okay.
then and then they have those are relatively cheap. Then they have some other ones that are a little bit more.
Because this is one of the ones you really like, Illusione. There's one that comes in like a silver wrapper,
foil.
foil,
it's a foil
that
wrapper.
you like a lot.
Yeah, that's the Ultra.
Okay.
Is what they call it,
Okay.
and it's just a really good cigar. It's kind of nutty, a little bit stronger than this one. I think this one overall trumps it just from it's really smooth.
Okay.
And it doesn't have any rough edges. The Ultra is a little rough around the edges.
I got you.
It's a little because it's a little bit stronger. But like you said, man, the construction on this thing has been great. My burn has been impeccable. The ash is super white. Love the band, and just really enjoyable cigar. And for $10-11, man, it's like hard to beat that.
Don't disagree. So I would say I'm getting a little weird burn now. That could be just because I smoke so fast. I don't look too much into that. I smoke cigars fast. This is a smaller ring gauge cigar, so it may be a little bit more difficult for this cigar to keep up with me.
That might be true.
But it's very enjoyable. Great flavor. I think at the price point, it's a cigar that everyone should go out and give a try. For the most part, the construction has been very good. The smoke production is phenomenal. I think it's better than a starter cigar. I think it's a cigar you can throw into the mix pretty much anywhere as long as you haven't burnt out your palate. You haven't gone to something way too strong and burnt up your palate. I think you could throw this cigar in the mix anywhere because it's got plenty of flavor.
Definitely.
As far as the flight, man, I can't say enough about it. Like finishing that in a William Larue Weller barrel, phenomenal idea. You guys did a great job. This is a collaboration with About Bourbon. I want to make sure to mention that. Those guys are doing big things and doing great things as well. So always cool to collaborate with them. It's also, one of our 10 caps bottles. If Mr. Madden goes out and helps pick it, 10 caps is rocking with it.
That's right.
So, great stuff. I'll also say, y'all know the drill. Drink responsibly. Make sure you got your water. Know your limitations, right?
Definitely.
We are not professionals, but we do this on a regular.
We definitely do it on the regular.
Definitely do it on a regular.
It's hard not to when you have your own lounge at home.
I'm not that fortunate,
Yet.
Rich people problems, I guess.
No. No, not at all.
No, but we're rocking.
I got lucky. I got lucky as hell.
Yeah. We're rocking in Time to Burn tonight. Y'all know this is Jason's home lounge, man. But anything else, or should we wrap this thing up?
Man, I'm gonna add one thing. I'm gonna be super sad when I'm done with my bottles.
Yeah, you and me both.
It's going to be one of those bottles that I might have to throw into the back, make it harder to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Not because it's crazy pricey, but it's just that good, and I'm not going to be able to get it again.
Here's the deal with, Red Hot being in on all of these different picks. I'm sure he's going to have something else coming down the line.
Oh, sure.
That we're going to be very satisfied with. This one is just so unbelievably unique, right?
Yeah.
That's the big deal.
Yeah. Agreed. But
right.
Let's wrap it up, man.
But y'all know what it is, man. Y'all been rocking with me and my homie over here. It's another episode of High Proof Ashes. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell so that you know when we drop new episodes and new content. We got some things coming down the pipe. But as always, I am Duran, no cool nickname. My partner to the left.
I am Jason JB Smoke, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy your smokes.